Capcom, please. Why did they make them so dummy thick?
They are, yeah, like
Capcom,
mega
please
hench
answer for your
in the
crimes against Skyrim and her
support
people. Why
region.
did you give it such a big booty?
Hi guys, and welcome to yet another episode of Game Chat. I'm Chris, and with me today we have Corey,
Oh,
we have Jamie,
Hello.
and we have Kate.
Hi.
And today's big podcast topic is going to be Resident Evil 4 Remake. Because we've all played it, well, to certain points, and we want to talk about it. So, first of all, I'm going to go around the room and ask you, like, what your history with Resident Evil is as a franchise, and like whether you finished the game or like how far you are currently in the game. So we'll start with Kate. So yeah, go on.
I'm a stan. Absolute stan of Resident Evil in general. Resident Evil 4 is my favourite game ever made. Played it multiple times across multiple platforms, and I have completed the game.
All right.
I've been playing Resident Evil since you couldn't use an analog stick to play Resident Evil. So I've been playing Resident Evil for a very long time. I've played the original game for, of course, many times. I've completed this one now, and yeah, there's probably not a Resident Evil game out there that I haven't played. There's probably some very obscure one, but
like random DS one, yeah.
maybe. No, I played the DS ones.
Fuck's sake. Jamie.
I have only ever really played the remakes of the original big ones of say two, 3, and 4. Because the VR one's technically a remake, so
That's true. That's very true.
5, 6, 7, 8. I've played all them.
Fair enough.
I played all them when they came out.
So you didn't play the original
finished.
4?
No.
No. Okay, cool.
I tried. I made an honest attempt, but I couldn't handle the tank controls.
Me too.
It's just yeah.
And you haven't finished Remake yet?
I think I'm on the last chapter.
Are you
What
on
you
chapter 16?
Okay, I'm on the second to last then. I'm on 15.
Fair enough. You're close. You're closer than me. Right, so in terms of myself, I've dabbled in older Resi games. Like, I think my favourite one back in the day was Code Veronica. That's the only one I really properly played. Didn't play 1, 2, 3. I think I touched 2 for a little bit, but never really finished it. I've played odd ones, like completely random ones since then. So like Outbreak. I loved Outbreak for some reason. And I've played 5. I played some of 6. I've played 7 and 8. And all the remakes. So like 2 remake, 3 remake. And now I'm playing 4, and I am on chapter 13. So I'm not too far away from the end, but I'm probably I am the least furthest in out of all of us. So, but yeah. I know
I'm in too deep because I'm the only part. Like, nobody mentioned the CGI movie game that you could get on the iPod Touch. That's how I know I'm in too deep, because I even played that one too.
I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, who wants to like start just giving their general thoughts about whether they like it or don't like it, or like, yeah, who wants to start? Kate, should we go with you? Means you've got the most experience with Resi.
Right. So when they announced it, I was like, can you improve upon perfection? Don't know if you can, to be honest. And then as they started putting little tiny bits out, I got kind of hyped for it. And then by the end, like when we were coming close to release, and they were literally putting like content out constantly, I was like, no, not feeling this anymore. And I played the game. It took me 2 days to complete the game. So the day it released, I played for the entire day, and I really, really was enjoying it. And then I had to go away for the weekend, and I came back, and on the Monday I finished the game. And on that Monday, it became like a slug to me. I was finding it very sort of hard to push through. Like I was kind of over it. So, and I'm not sure if that was just me because I'd been away and I was tired and I'd been in a lot of pain with my back and I was thinking maybe like it's me, maybe I'm like sour on it. So I'm playing it again and I'm taking my time with it this time and I am enjoying it a lot more the second time round. But for me, it doesn't hit the same as the OG.
Do you think, like, over the years, because you've played it, like, a ridiculous amount of times,
Yeah.
do you reckon you've kind of, like...
Yeah. Ruined it for myself.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
I feel like it's very good. Gameplay is good. The new mechanics they've put in it's good. It just the main criticism I have of it is the enemies aren't difficult to kill. There's just so many of them that it becomes annoying. It's not challenging because they're not difficult enemies. It's just like you kill like 10 people and you turn around and like 10 more drop from the ceiling and it's like it's not a challenge. It's like it's annoying. Especially because I like the collectible side of it, like so I like to make sure I like clean the map and stuff. It's irritating when I'm trying to like do something and all these people just keep appearing out of nowhere.
I do get
that. If there were a challenge, maybe the game would feel challenging, but they're like 2 shots head dead. So they just feel like they're throwing bodies at you and it gets irritating rather than challenging, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
that was my main criticism.
I feel that sometimes, like I was doing a boss battle earlier with these 2 blind, like, slashy claw things, dudes.
Yeah.
You'll know, anyone who's playing it would know who they are. And then they were just there was constantly just other additional enemies just dropping out of nowhere, just randomly. Like, and there was loads of them. I get that trying to make it a bit more difficult, but like, because I'm playing on standard, so it's like, I haven't put it on hard, I haven't put it on easy. So it's like, they are a bit more difficult than what I imagine they would be on easy. What are you playing on, Kate?
I'd run through it unassisted the first time because I wanted to like scum it. Because before I went it away, I was hoping maybe I could finish it.
Yeah.
On the Friday.
On the one day.
I gave it a good try. I gave it a really good try, but I couldn't quite finish it off on the Friday. Didn't want to go.
Okay.
You can't. Would rather
so
stay.
you complained today it's too easy, and you played it on easy baby mode.
No, it's not. I'm not complaining it's too easy. And what I'm saying is like, you walk into an area, you have so many enemies, and you kill them all, and then it just seems like they're throwing bodies at you. There's just so many enemies to the point where it becomes irritating. Like, it's not challenging. It's just like, oh, there's more of them now. Oh.
Yeah, because like, they all die in one shot anyway. So
yeah, like I would rather the enemies take more bullets per enemy and then not be like 20,000 of them in one area, than there just be like, oh, there's another one. Oh, there's another one. Oh, there's another one. Oh, there's another one. It just became irritating.
So this is interesting to see. So on that mode, how many of their heads would pop? Because like coming towards the end of the castle, which everyone's been through now at this point, all like probably like a third of the enemies would pop.
Yeah.
With the Plagas, and then you'd have to do it. And how many would you get on your 1K when you were playing it?
Oh, God knows. I have no idea.
I wouldn't. I'd be interested to see if it's reduced because you're playing on a different mode.
Maybe.
Then obviously
I haven't got to the castle on my second playthrough yet, so I haven't like.
You did the second playthrough on standard, didn't you?
Like.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You'd have to let us know. That might be a big difference because like you're just popping people left, right, and centre, but it's no good if they're immediately getting back up again, or they're just not going down and their heads are exploding into nasty Plagos creatures.
So you think on your guys' modes,
maybe that happens more.
There's
often,
less enemies, but there's just.
No, I still think there's a lot. I still think there's the same amount.
I think that the enemies that we get end up being tougher to deal with.
Maybe.
If that's what happens.
Because
two headshots for me isn't killing a person.
No, I need at least 3.
Oh.
Yeah. and that's
Yeah.
that's with a maxed out Red 9, and that's like 5 damage per shot. So I think
I'll let you know.
you're going to have a very different experience there. Yeah,
Maybe I've just got no patience.
maybe.
But I feel like that was like I feel like that was like an extra factor for me because like I couldn't spend the weekend playing it. So when I started it, I was like, I want to get as far into it as physically possible because I knew I was going away. So maybe I rushed it too much.
I do think there is something to what you're saying though when they do throw just a lot of enemies, a lot of the same enemies, especially I feel early on in the game where it's just like they just throw them at you, and obviously there's certain bits where it's just the goal is just to survive anyway up to a certain point. So I get it for those missions, but like a lot of them, it's just like there just seems to be just a load of the same enemy just thrown at you in a line a lot of the time. I do get that.
I think they're just trying to incite panic. They're just trying to make, especially if you're not
Which works for me.
original game, they're just trying to just make you panic.
Yeah.
Which for people who have played through it many times, the original, because it's not that different. The way it plays isn't that different from the original. If you've done it a bunch of times, and you know how to deal with the situations. But if you don't, then it will incite like panic, and those things happen.
To be fair though, with the amount they throw at you, I found a tactic that I worked well for me was shoot them in the knees, so like a lot of them fall down, and then just kick them, and then just fall back into the other people, and knock them over, and that tends to work for me.
If you hit them in the knees, Chris, you're supposed to suplex them, not.
No, I do sometimes. It depends what angle you get them, apparently.
That suplex is cool, man.
But yeah. I mean, Corey, what do you think so far? Like, well, I say so far.
Great.
You finished it, so
I think the game was I think the game was fantastic. I played it on standard difficulty. They do recommend that if you've played the original game, that you should play it on hardcore difficulty, the next one up. Yeah, that they recommend that. But I didn't do that, and I've played it on standard. I still think it was still pretty easy, but I still think that that's the reason. The reason for that is because I did it. I've done it many times before, and so I knew what was coming. Even though some stuff is different, some stuff is added, some stuff is cut. The vast majority of stuff that was there, I knew was coming. So I knew what to prepare for. I knew what the big different bits would be. So I knew when to save up ammo. So the game was still, in the end, pretty easy for me. And I also knew where to I very much min-max. Like I knew where to put the upgrades and what to put them into. And what to get, so I ended up with tons of health, tons of ammo, maxed weapons. So
I had so much health.
Oh gosh,
it was ridiculous. So I expect that on like assisted, but just like to know you guys had it too.
No,
I did up until where I am now. I've only got a little bit of health items now.
I run out of health items earlier. I was like panicking.
I must have ended the game with like 8 first aid sprays. And...
I just put them into storage.
Do you buy them?
Never use the sprays.
Do you buy the first aid? Do you buy the first aid sprays?
I never bought a single health item.
No, because I don't either. But like, I don't feel like I'm ever finding. I'm very rare that I find a first aid spray. I find herbs and everything there, but like sprays are very rare.
You found quite a few.
I found like.
I had max health before getting to the island, so every yellow herb I found after that was just useless to me.
Was that all that herb does?
I'm still mixing them on my second playthrough, and I'm like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
I don't need to do it. It's so ingrained in me. Yeah.
just nice to look at the 3 together in a little thing.
Yeah.
I know that I missed a few of the yellow herbs because I don't have full health yet. I think I'm only like 1 or 2 pips off full health, but
I ain't gonna end on full health. I know that for a fact.
That's my favourite part, though. Yeah. That's what I love. I love looking around. I love being like, oh, look, it looks different now.
I missed 1 treasure in the entire game. 1 single piece of treasure. And that was right after, because everyone's got past this point now. You know, when you're underground in the facility and you fight the Verdugo. Your
right hand comes off, man.
But your right hand.
I killed him. I actually killed him this time, unlike in the VR one.
Who are we on about?
Yeah. The Verdugo.
You know the guy that you messaged me earlier? And you're like, I'm fighting this thing and I hate it.
Oh, this fucking freezing. The one you have to freeze.
The guy you have to freeze, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that old bastard.
Yeah. I
spent most of my time running away from it.
There was a piece of treasure in the merchant's room, and I didn't pick it up, and the game doesn't let you go back. And I was like,
Yeah, no, I missed a piece of treasure there.
I missed in the whole game.
I missed a bit of treasure there just because I was simply doing it earlier today, and I was like, I wanted to get as far as I can, and I don't have time to run around in panic mode away from this thing for ages to try and get this thing. So I was like, fuck it. But
frustrating. But never mind.
I missed treasure in the castle because I forgot to go back after I rescued Ashley.
Oh yeah, because then you just leave basically, don't you?
So Jamie, what are your thoughts as like a new person to like obviously this
Not
Resi 4?
quite news. I did play the VR.
Oh yeah, that's true. What's better so far, Jamie?
I don't know. I think they're both about the same. The VR one is very good.
The VR one's very, very good.
The VR one's probably the best VR shooter I've played, to be honest.
Oh.
I'll tell you what would be interesting though, because they are doing a PlayStation VR 2 version of this of the new remake. So I'll be interested to see which one's better. It will be. I imagine it will be better than the. Is it the Quest one?
Oh yeah, probably.
But
this one this is very good. I don't really. I can't think anything bad about it. It's just all good. Really.
I have a few bad things. I don't want to harken on the bad things because I really enjoyed the game. There's a few things, but like I think personally for me, I prefer Resi 2 Remake just because I feel like Resi 4 has lost a lot of its like survival horror aspects. Like it's not really scary. There's not really many jump scares at all. There's not really you're not as on edge all the time like you were in Resi 2 Remake.
I had the opposite. I had the opposite of this.
But you've played the game many times, don't you know what's coming?
The remake scared me so much, and I think what it is because obviously I played the original so many times. I'm like, oh, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. So when something like different happened, and I'm playing on PlayStation 5, and the first time I played it, I didn't wear headphones. So there's certain times when certain things come out of the controller speaker, and it scared the hell out of me.
I played on PC, so I didn't realise the controller speaker stuff.
But obviously we've all got past this, but like when you get Ashley in the church, and you get that like cutscene with him kind of like talking to you, the bad guy talking to you through mind control, that kind of jam. That come out of my controller, and it scared the hell out of me.
Like that.
Sadler. I couldn't remember his name. Sadler. Yeah. Oh my god, it scared me. There was like a few little things that scared me, and in terms of like providing panic as well.
Mm-hmm.
So the first encounter in the village when you get the ambush, you go into that like you do this. So I go running to the clock tower, like the bell tower to climb up.
Yeah, this got me.
Like shooting them from the tower, and you fall through the floor, and I was like, oh my god, strategy's dead. Oh my god. So I was like, and then like the chainsaw man come out, and I was like, oh my god, and I was just running around in a circle. So I think you might not have found it scary on your first time and like panic inducing, but I think this one was more like stressful. Knowing
so they've made
so
as you've played the remake, so like at the original and the remake, so they made changes so it's fresh for you as well then.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. There is some different stuff for sure.
Yeah.
So enemies are in the same place all the time, kind of thing.
It's different enough to feel new, but not too different that you feel like you're playing a completely new game.
Okay.
The big cheese happens. You know the big strong guy that you see.
Yeah.
Initially.
What should have been the Mr. X of this? Yeah.
That happens later on than it does in the original Resident Evil game in Resident 4. Because in front, you go straight from him to the castle, don't you? I believe.
Because you put his eye in the door.
Yeah, you don't even need his eye in this.
No, you can sell it for a decent amount of money, though.
His eye is just treasure you sell on this.
Yeah.
But his eye in the original game has a function. And they cut all the bit before that where you have all the gondolas that you're going up and down. That just not in this anymore.
See, I remember doing that as well. Back when I played it originally.
That's not gone.
There is a few sections that have been cut.
There was
Yeah.
the truck bit where you have to shoot the guy on the drive.
And the
where he's
rock.
coming towards
And the
you.
boulders,
That's
the
that.
boulder,
rock.
yeah, the boulder coming down.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was another one. There's a when you get into the castle, you've got the big the lava room,
There
the
was the
fire
bit-
room. That's gone.
There's a bit earlier on in the village bit where you got the two trolls and that like bit.
Yeah,
You do
They
fight two
were-
trolls at one point now.
you do fight two.
Yeah,
but
you
that's,
do
that's
fight
I've
later
literally
on.
done that.
That's later on. It's in the castle, underneath the castle. But yeah, that bit's gone. That's after
The
you get to do that.
U3.
Yeah, the U3 is gone, totally gone. Which I don't know if these guys got to. Did you finish Resi 4 VR, Jamie?
Oh,
No, I'm actually further now than I was in.
I don't think you would have seen the U3 in the original
don't-
game.
I definitely
It's
would.
just
I
before Crazer,
think-
I think, in the original.
I know the
I
Necrons
think
are in the
the
original.
U3
So.
was the next boss for me in VR, and I didn't quite get
Yeah.
there.
No, okay. So that's just gone. That doesn't exist in this game.
Have they added anything?
What else is there?
Luis is in the game a lot
Yeah, I
more.
feel like he lasts
is.
longer than I remember.
Substantially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
liked
like you
their
spend
little,
more time with Ashley in the remake.
You say that, although I found it annoying that you get her back for like 5 minutes and then she's gone again. And I'm like, for fuck's sake.
But I feel like that was worse in the original. I feel like that was worse.
Yeah.
Like, you'd get her, then something would happen to her, then you'd get her again. I don't know. Maybe it's like, I don't know. I just feel like you spend a lot more time with her and you have a lot more dialogue with her. And she's actually like a fleshed out person, not just like a mission objective.
She's way better in this than she's in the original game.
She's still
Like, the stuff
annoying
that she
though.
does, even though all the stuff that she does is in cutscenes, she's still way more capable than the original Ashley.
Yeah.
Still
She's
annoying.
Really, really cool. I really liked her little one-off section with the armor guys.
Oh yeah, you know what? I enjoyed that. To be fair, I enjoyed that bit of gameplay.
Did you get all the? Did you get all the treasures? Did you unlock all the treasures?
I think so. I think I did.
Oh,
Yeah, with all the keys. Yeah, Kate was watching me do that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I did. Yeah.
I was like, Chris, there's a treasure behind that thing. You gotta go and get it. I was trying not to like backseat game, but he was walking past it, and I was like, I can't.
I was stressing.
can't in
Alright,
good
I was
faith.
being chased by knights. Okay.
yeah.
To be fair, what I will say on the scariness factor, I have found the later bits to where I am. I'm on chapter 13. Like, have got a bit more scarier. Like the one with the one where you're freezing that creature and he's chasing you around. That was tense.
Did you actually kill him, Chris?
No, I
Or
didn't
did you
bother.
Just escape into the
I
end
just
of that?
escaped. I was like, fuck this.
Oh, you didn't kill him.
No,
Oh,
didn't
you
even know
you missed out on some treasure for this.
it's fine. That's fine. I'm
Like,
here
not
for the
if you don't
experience.
If you don't kill him, they should make him come back.
Yeah.
I agree.
What
also-
if they do and we don't know because we've killed him?
Well, I'll find out. I'll let you know.
Yeah.
But also, like late in the I've just got to the island, the factory bit,
Oh, God.
and those fucking white regenerating ones. Like, fuck them.
I hate them. They are the worst enemy in
terrifying.
the game. Oh my god, they
And I'll tell you what the worst bit about them was when you're going into that area, you hear it before you know what it is. You know what I mean? You see it run past.
You actually see it run past.
Yeah, you see it run
you don't
past,
fight it,
but then you're
it's
hearing
just
it
mad.
constantly, and you're like, "Oh no, it's going to come out at any point." And you know it's going to happen.
From the original
But
game,
the-
because that is one of the
Ah.
best creepy
The
sound
weird
effects
thing
from the
was
first game.
in the VR version, I missed the thermal scope, so to kill
Oh,
them,
No,
I-
Jamie.
I've just
I
got
had
that.
to
That's
waste
literally where I
all
am.
my
I've just
ammo
got
and
that.
incendiary grenades to kill them. Whereas this time I got the scope, so that they're just
As soon as you get that
they're
scope,
not
they
any
become
more dangerous than normal enemies.
Yeah, I didn't.
They're
I haven't. I
absolutely
literally just got it, so I haven't used it yet. But Kate explained to me how it works.
I
So
have another question. Capcom, please. Why did they make them so dummy thick?
They are, yeah.
Capcom, please answer for your crimes against Skyrim and her
the
people.
Scott
Why
region.
did you give it such a big booty?
A big booty.
Do you know what scared me in terms of like, not scared, but like got me feeling like, when you go into the section, it's like a little dungeon kind of thing, and you can hear all that noise, and Ashley's like, are they keeping animals in here? And I knew it was going to be the guy with
Yeah.
the claws. I absolutely hate him. Regenerators are the worst enemy for me.
the first
They're
one
the
of them was
second worst.
easy.
That I knew it was coming, and I was like, oh no. And then I fell through the
Yeah.
floor, and I was like, oh no. And then you kill him, and he dies really easily. And I was like,
Yeah, I didn't struggle with him at all.
'Cause
I struggled a bit
thought-
with the two at the same time. That was annoying.
I thought there'd be more though. I thought they'd made him easier because you know
And
how you see like
footballing.
multiple bull-headed guys in the village.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to be like the castle's version of them, and we were going to see like a lot more of them.
Are they not in the
But then we
original
only saw
game?
3.
They're new, aren't they? Oh, okay. Which ones are new?
Oh, they're in the original.
There is some new
Yeah, because
enemies,
he's like
right?
on the wall.
What are the new
the
enemies?
bullhead
What enemies
guys
are
new.
That's what I meant about the bullhead guys.
Yeah,
So they're
yeah,
new, right? Yeah.
They're new, yeah. That's the only one that's new, isn't
What
it?
about the pighead one that starts shooting little things at you? 'Cause I've just done that bit.
Oh, yeah, same thing.
He was
that's new.
fucking piss easy as well. Shot him until
Did
he was
you-
coming down the
Shoot the gun
corridor.
on his wrist, yeah.
Yeah.
They're just
Did you
guys,
find
really.
that the bosses were all pretty easy?
The bosses?
They all had some kind of like gimmick that made them easy compared to the original game.
The easiest boss was Ramon. I'm sorry. He was just.
No, see, that took me a
just
bit of time.
melted.
That took me a bit of time, but I couldn't just get because it was like I had to keep running around.
Maybe it's because I had the maxed riot shotgun and like
Yeah, maybe.
shells. And
See, I've just maxed out my pistol now. My pistol's a fucking boss. I don't use anything other than my pistol unless I need to. My big dudes.
The easy boss for me, and I'm not going to say much more about it, was Sadler. Was
Okay.
a chump.
That's
And
I assume is the last boss. I assume.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying whether he's or not. I'm just
Fair
saying
enough.
the easiest boss for me
Even
was
like
Sadler.
playing the original on
Did you
easy
use the
mode,
RPG?
the
Corey?
bosses were a
No.
lot
No.
harder
Hmm.
than
Yeah.
they are on like assisted mode on the remake. They all just seem like they've all got a gimmick that you just kind of wait for the gimmick to set in. You do the gimmick, they die.
Hmm.
Whereas
Once you
in
figure
the
out the gimmick,
original,
yeah, it is
there
relatively
was
easy.
like but it felt harder. Like the bosses were something to be a bit like, oh god, I've got to fight this boss in a minute. But on the remake, they all seem pretty
I don't,
straightforward.
even with all the remakes I played, and even 7 and 8, I don't think I've ever had a hard boss in Resi because it's
Got stuck.
Resis are like boss fights are very easy because it's very simple. You shoot the big eye thing that comes out when you do whatever. Like it's not
meant to be Dark Souls, is it? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
They're meant to be beaten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just gotta cut. There's always a system to do it. Basically,
I do agree that the bosses are easy. The bosses weren't easy, but they were like good to look at.
They're still
were, like,
fun though.
You know. Yeah, exactly.
The game's
the
very
fights are
good.
fun.
In like they could have gone like too safe, and they could have gone too off the rails, and they found the perfect balance.
Yeah, like a happy
in
medium.
terms of like
Hmm.
yeah, because it didn't feel like a totally brand new game, but it was not just like, oh, they've just made the game again, but it looks different.
Yeah.
No, they've mixed it up a little bit. Obviously, the graphics are very, very, very good.
Mate, this is one of the I love the RE engine. It's one of
the RE engine is one of the better engines out there right now.
But for lighting,
good.
It's one of the best engines out there. Literally, I love it.
It performs really well. Like their implementation of ray tracing isn't very good, and I don't.
We don't be getting that on the PS5.
PC, that does at the moment.
Yeah,
but
it just doesn't look good on anything. It's not worth using. But other than that, like the engine's really nice. It's really nice.
Yeah, runs
like it a
well.
lot. Yeah, and compared to a lot of other stuff that's coming out recently, like it's really impressive how well it runs. To get basically full 4K and 60 FPS on a console on that, and it to be looking that good. It's a good feat. It's a good thing.
Because we got it on PS5. Like it still looks amazing. Like
looks great.
It still looks better than
great.
some of the games I've recently played. So I was well impressed with it.
You don't usually get games that look that good on a console unless they're first party.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But no, they've been doing really, really well with those recently. They're putting the effort in, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Kate, how long did it take you to finish the game? What happened? I will count in the end.
I think it was 13 and a half.
Well, I was about 16 hours to finish the game, so it's a decent length. I think it's about the same as the original game.
It was either 13 or 14 and a half hours.
I'm on 13
Yeah.
But
now.
at the start, I was sort of like, I was kind of looking everywhere and I was kind of doing everything. And then the closer I got to the end, the more I was kind of like, well, I'm going to play it again anyway. I just want to see if it's any different. I just want to get to the end. So I'm going to take my time with it.
You rushed it a bit. Yeah.
I do you know what I think? I think I just wanted to know. Like, I think I wanted to know if they were going to do something like substantially different, or like they was going to do something that was going to like change the cat. Like, You know what I mean?
This
I
is
do
the thing.
actually have a
Everyone's
theory about the canon, though.
okay.
I think.
Are we allowed to? Can people who haven't finished know? You know what? We play
it's
games
not-
afterwards. We know what happens
Not
afterwards.
necessarily spoilers. Like, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna get too deep.
Okay.
I just feel like, especially with like Leon's character, because in number 4 originally is pretty like he's very cocksure.
Oh,
like
I have
he's
a
a
thing
fun
about
guy.
talk about that in a bit, but go on.
And in this one, obviously in the very first cutscene, it's different, and he talks about like how the incident in Raccoon City like affected him and the knock-on effect it had. And I think this new canon they're building is trying to match up the characters to Capcom's in-house CGI movies.
I can see that.
Because he's quite serious in Vendetta, obviously, like he's gone through a lot. And some people were like, that kind of came out of nowhere, like what's that about? It was kind of like a turn for his character. So I kind of feel like how they're changing certain characters in these remakes, it's going to all kind of go together with their CGI movies. And we've got Death Island coming out soon.
Death Island, yeah.
So I think they might get to a point where they're like, okay, this is now our canon. We're moving on from this part. The old games are kind of like not gone, but this is the canon we're moving forward
Well, I
with.
definitely think this is the canon that they're connecting to their current games for sure. Not that they really connect to 7 and 8, but really at all. But
well, different characters, isn't there?
yeah. Although I feel like if they did remake 5, they could kind of connect Chris's role in 8 more.
They are going to remake
see them
5.
remake 5 and just like, they're going to have to be careful remaking 5. There's some stuff happening in that game.
There's some stuff
Well, it's not
in
good.
4 remake
Yeah.
that I would say hints
Links up
maybe
to
they
5.
are going to remake 5. We see certain people at certain points.
Before we quickly move on
remake 5.
from...
They do.
I think they will.
Yeah.
But before we move on, because Kate was saying how Leon's changing, like how he's more in line with Vendetta. My one issue, which is becoming less of an issue as I play because I'm just getting used to it.
Chris,
but
I will leave you if you badmouth Leon.
I'm not going to badmouth him, but it's just, I feel like he's a very different character in 4 than he is in 2 remake, because he literally goes from. I know he's had a bit of time, but where did he get his cheese from? Like how is he so cheesy and goofy?
If you're going through military training for 6 years, you're gonna pick up some.
You think he would be more serious?
Oh no, mate, they're really not.
I just
like,
when they need to be, they are.
cheesy in
But
the
as soon as they
remake.
don't have to be, you know.
Chris, if you played the original, you don't even know. Like, there was some lines that I'm kind of sad they got rid of.
To be fair, like
I'm so glad they kept the bingo line.
the bingo
though.
one was funny, but like some of the stuff he says, I'm there like, oh, shut up, Leon.
But that's the point. That's what makes it great. Is it's cringy.
Yeah.
It is funny. It is funny, but it's so
He didn't
90s.
say the no thanks bro line. What about
No,
that
he
one,
didn't.
Chris? That would have killed you off.
I've seen the clip of that. There's people on TikTok are moaning that they removed that line and replaced it with something else. So I've seen the
Same.
clip
I
of that.
wanted him to say it too.
But like sometimes it's so sometimes like this one especially is very, very 90s in terms of the style that it has, and it's a bit off-putting at the start. I'm used to it now, but it was a bit of a jump from how he is in 2 to 4. I just thought that was a bit weird. But
That's why I love him so much, because like everyone thinks like, oh, is this cool government agent? He's not. He's such a little dork. He's got all his little dad jokes. He is. I love him though.
He did some daughter got sent to save the president's daughter alone.
Yeah, yeah, because he's just that good.
They explain that in this. So in the original one, the American knew that the daughter was there, that Ashley was there, and Leon was sent to save her. In this, they don't know that she's there, and he's just there more on like a reconnaissance mission, and then finds out she's there, and it all kicks off. And it kind of makes more sense why he's there alone rather than sending a
squad
basically together. Then getting and sending it to everybody, because they don't know where she is, so they must have like multiple people around the world looking for her, and he's the one that just happens upon her.
But they say like they've got intel, but they're not sure, so he's sent there to basically like deny or confirm.
Yeah, exactly,
Mm.
exactly. But then it all kicks off majorly. And that's where
I love how her code name is Baby Eagle.
And
Baby Eagle, yeah.
It's so
they
wholesome.
stick with that.
Yeah.
Even when they like know her name, they stick with that, and it's really
Yeah, they
funny. It's funny and weird, but I like the commitment to that. I liked Lewis. I thought he was cool.
Lewis was great.
He was that cool character. I liked
Lewis
him.
was great in this. Yeah, I know they did a lot more with him. I
Mm.
love their bloody little their what was it, the minecart ride that they had.
Mate, that bit was so fun.
That was
I love that.
that bit was so fun. It was so stupid and arcadey. It was brilliant.
Was that? I assume that wasn't in the
It was
original
fantastic.
game then. Yeah.
It was, but it was different.
The
and it wasn't
minecart
with
was,
Lewis.
but it wasn't. Yeah.
Okay.
It
I
was
like the
nice
leaning and
arcade.
stuff was cool. I like that. Really
It
cool.
wasn't nearly
It was
as
annoying,
arcadey as it
though.
was in this.
Every like 2 seconds is like, the cart's gonna flip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
cart's gonna flip.
Oh shit!
The
It's gonna
cart's gonna
flip.
flip. Like, mate, I heard ya.
Yeah.
I appreciate ya.
I can
You don't
see
need
the
to
rails.
tell me. I understand how this. I
Uh.
understand how the minigame works. It's okay. Speaking of
Yeah,
minigames,
I
Best
learned it the
minigames
first
of
time
ever.
you said it.
yeah, exactly. Best minigame of any game ever. Clean up your briefcase. Absolute chef.
There's a
kiss.
button that does it
Love it.
now.
That's a
No,
button.
don't use the button.
Nah,
you gotta play
I
the,
used
you
to.
gotta play the minigame.
Nah,
You
I've
You know what,
played
though?
too many hours. I've played too many hours of that minigame. I'm just.
I tell you what,
But
I did it
I love
like,
cleaning
the other
it. I love
day.
cleaning it up.
I was doing it myself.
There's a button to sort your brief.
Yeah. There's a literally
Jamie.
yeah on the
I've been doing it manually the whole time.
yeah
That's how you gotta do
literally.
it, Jamie. That's proper.
To be fair, Jeremy, they don't tell you. Unless you don't read it on the screen when it's there. You wouldn't know. To be fair, but like
What button is it?
it's on
We're
on
on
console.
PlayStation.
It's R3. Are you using the controller or?
I'm not using the controller.
Well, we can never
How
tell
are
you.
we gonna know?
Well, you're playing on PC, Corey, so you might.
with a controller, to be fair.
Because he's not haven. No, but to be fair, like I was doing I was trying to do it manually for so long, and I was like, "There's got to be a better way of me doing this." And I was like, I've organised it, and I'm like, I bet if I click the organise automatically button, it's going to do it so much better than I have, and it did. So I've just ever since then I'm just like, yeah, let's just fucking auto this bullshit.
I really like as well how the customization for the case actually bears some like effect on the game. Like
Yes,
it
give you loads of
changes
handgun ammo.
the drop rates of stuff. Yeah, that's cool. That is rather than it just be like, oh, you know,
Yeah, I was going to
the
ask
case is
that.
blue now.
Were those charms and stuff in the original?
No.
You know, the ones you hang on the.
No, they're not.
You know,
They are not,
the first charm I unlocked was the 20% cheaper rocket launchers.
Oh
Mate,
damn! I don't have that one.
I can afford the rocket launcher,
Yeah.
but I am legit refusing to buy it because I'm like, this is just the win button with the rocket launcher, isn't it?
I
Really?
haven't used the rocket launcher
I
yet.
bought one and I used it on Krauser's second stage.
Ah, see now,
But
no, I love that fight.
Oh, no,
because
no.
I love that fight
was
with the
just bored
knives.
of fighting him at that point. I was
Ah.
like, you know what?
He's very dramatic in the
Die.
remake. He's very like, yeah, it was a lot, wasn't it?
That's a point, Kate.
He's way more intense in this, yeah.
I was going to ask
Yeah.
you, how did you find that fight? Because you're not a big parry person, are you?
As soon as he dropped down, I was like, you know what? They're gonna be like, it's time to start parrying, and I do not be doing that in games. I'm a heathen. I don't parry.
Oh, no.
Mate,
And I was
mate,
like,
I loved it.
For parrying.
No.
As soon as it happened,
And
because I'm a
I
big
knew-
parry person, I was like, yeah.
I felt
It was
Desmond
fine,
was and did you get the 5 in a row where you sort of
Yeah,
stand
yeah,
there and you
yeah,
sort of, ching, ching, ching,
Yeah,
ching.
I did.
I'm loving it.
Beautiful.
I'm loving it.
I've been purposely saving shot all the shotgun ammo for him, so I just.
I didn't
Jamie
even
was
bother
like,
I didn't even bother getting a gun out because he was like, you got to use knives, like.
Can you
Fight like-
shoot him
fight
in
like
that
Honor.
first bit when you first meet him?
Yeah, apparently, according
No,
to Jamie.
not in the first bit. You can't.
I didn't even
Oh,
think you
okay,
could shoot him in the
okay.
second
The
bit.
first bit you have to knife fight.
Oh wait, no, hang on. Have I got a second bit? Hang on, have I got not fought him a second time? Is that what we're on about, or is it second phase of that
Okay,
fight?
you do fight him again, Chris.
But can I use his knife only?
No, you can use guns if you want. It's up to you. You do what you want. You do what you want.
I
Corey's
think
like,
you
you do
can
what you
do
want,
it
but if you
knife
don't,
only.
if you don't do it knife
Oh,
only,
that's a
he's not gonna
challenge.
talk to you again.
I don't have to rush now.
It
That's a
takes very
challenge.
long time to get
I'm
him
gonna do
knife
it.
only.
I'm gonna do it.
It's not a spoiler. You're obviously going to see him again at some point.
Yeah, I assumed so. To be fair, but yeah, I
You were talking about
he's mad.
Krauser,
He's mad
and-
now. He's crazy. I love him.
We got to talk
Yeah,
about
cool.
Ada.
Ada is probably the only negative change to this
Character
game.
model, fantastic. New outfit,
Ada's
fantastic.
just like
Looks
she
great.
just seemed to not,
Sounds
like,
terrible.
She looks fantastic. The voice acting was bad for Ada. She just doesn't care.
I'll tell you what, you know what it sounds like? It sounds
Yeah.
like she's doing it in a fucking cupboard. Like recording it in the bathroom.
I just
You know what I
think the
mean?
voice actress just kind of missed the point. Like Ada's like she was like sassy and she was like sarcastic, but this Ada just like I don't even want to be here.
Yeah.
She's got a
Like,
very
didn't
sort of like
care.
monotone.
Dry.
note
It's
sort of,
dry. It's
like-
very dry.
Yeah, but also like she kind of felt obviously like there's a reason she's there. There's a story reason
Yeah.
she's there. But as you're kind of playing it, obviously if you don't know, it's kind of like why is she here?
Mm.
They don't have as many interactions. It's not as kind of like what's the word like
I still don't know really why she's there, other than to get the thing.
expectation is that obviously you've played 2, so you've seen her
Yeah.
in 2, so you kind of know what she's about.
it's not a
already.
spoiler to know like everybody knows like Leon and Ada are like
I think.
kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And in 4, like the original, you know, that's like their band.
Mm.
And in this one, I kind of don't feel
He's
like.
very cold to her at the start, isn't he? Because when she's like,
Yeah.
"You're not surprised,"
I
he's
think
like,
he's not. He's not a simp. He's not a simp in this new canon. He's kind of like,
He's not.
you lied to me. We're not friends anymore.
They've made him
How
less
could
of an
you do
idiot.
this to
Yeah.
me? In the
like
scene in the gardens, like in the original, she comes in and she's like, "Ha, it's me," and he's like, "So it's true, you're still alive." And they have like a little bit of banter. In this one, she's like, "It's me," and he's like, "Scene," and she's like, "Oh, you don't seem shocked," and he's like, "Scene," and it's like, "All right then, is it finally over after like 20 odd years of simping? Is it done? Are they over? What's going on?" They just don't seem
Well,
like they have that like
Connection.
in 4,
Yeah.
in the original game, it makes it like it feels like they've had more interactions after Resident Evil 2, whereas this it seems like he has not seen her since Resident Evil 2, which
No,
makes more
'cause
sense.
he says like in the original, showing my like, yeah, showing how deep I am in this game. In the original game, when she comes in, he's like, "Oh, so it's true. The rumors are true. Like you are still alive."
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
'cause he
mean that
thought she
like
was dead.
But, like-
he literally hasn't seen her since then, but
Yeah,
he's far too like familiar with her. Do you know what I mean? From just Resident Evil
Mm.
2 original, because they didn't get close or anything in the original game, and then suddenly they're all like banter with each other. But in this, it seemed much more like it. Like, oh, okay, yeah, you just like it. Well, to be fair, playing the Resident Evil 2 remake, you saw the interactions that they had.
yeah.
There were a lot more
Seeing
like.
the,
There was more of a connection in 2 for sure. So from what I've seen
Because
in
she
4
was
remakes so
using him.
far.
yeah,
Like she like
Yeah,
spun him
yeah,
a tail
yeah.
to get what she
1000%.
wanted.
And
And
it
then
makes more sense
obviously-
that he'd be like just like, oh,
Yeah.
yes, you're alive.
That's the point.
Because
Is
he
it?
blamed
Stop anything.
himself for her death because he couldn't pull
Yeah.
her back up.
Do,
So
do,
it does. I guess this one is more realistic, fitting in with this new serious Leon that we've got.
Yeah.
is this a serious
But
Leon?
it just kind of felt weird because I was so excited to get to that scene. I was like, oh, I can't wait for the garden scene, and it happened, and I was like, oh
Do we know
okay, then.
if it's the same voice actress from 2 remake?
No, apparently
It's not.
No,
this
And
is
that's
the
the
rumor
problem
that I've
then.
heard. It's the lady who plays her in the end of Welcome to Raccoon City. Apparently it's her.
Oh, that
I
film.
don't know how true that is because I haven't looked into it, but that's what I've heard.
That film was bad.
I like that film.
It was turned to a porn
Thought it was
parody at the end.
Mhm.
But yeah, like no, like I mean, her character's okay. Like it's not as impactful as she was in 2. The voice acting is really what takes me out of it because it just sounds terrible. And I think I don't even think it's her necessarily her bad voice acting. It just sounds terrible quality compared to every other character. It's weird, unless there was a circumstance
I think
around
it's the
it.
way she did it. I don't think she projected herself very well. She obviously would have had the same like, voice.
Yeah, but you
as
don't.
everybody else.
You don't know though, because like it could have been a COVID thing. You don't know. You never know.
I
It
don't
just
know.
it just feels weird. Like it doesn't sound the same quality. I don't know. It is strange. It's a strange one, but maybe it's just
Something
not
to
that
do with Ada as well is also kind of what's got me thinking. no spoilers, but there's something that you see to do with Ada that we didn't actually get to see before. We kind of knew it happened because we got told it happened in like the next few games, but you actually get to kind of see it happen. And that's kind of what's got me thinking, like, are they gonna make 5 and 6 again? And are they gonna sort of try and do it
They
better?
should.
Maybe.
They should.
I mean,
They should. If they do
they need
5
to make
again, I
5
think 5
better.
will be the biggest departure
it
from
needs
the
to be.
original game. Because I don't think they could get away with making 5 the way they made 5 back in the day.
But
I
even
don't think that would fly.
they just need to
I
change
can't
the.
even remember it, to be honest.
They just need to change like the way that game was, because I really didn't like 5. It's the only one I fucking finished though.
See, me and Corey played it in
It's
co-op
see, that's the
Despite all
one
the
saving
bugs
grace of 5.
with
Co-op.
games for Windows Live. But we could never actually finish the game because it would disconnect during cutscenes.
That was 5 saving grace, because literally co-op made it good and worth playing. But I don't think it was good otherwise.
What's interesting with Ada as well is no separate ways.
It's been data mined, right?
But it's separate DLC.
Yeah, it's going to come as DLC.
Have they confirmed that? I know.
Well, it's been
I know
data
this
mined,
is
I
a
think.
data one that it's there.
Yeah, it's going to be
There's
coming.
rumours it's going to be
definitely.
paid DLC.
Yeah, but
If
it came
it's-
with the original game.
If it's
Well,
substantial
it didn't
enough,
actually come with the original game. It didn't come with the GameCube game. It came out on PS2.
Yeah.
The original game did not have the separate ways DLC.
if it's substantial enough and they build on it to make it worth the price, then fair enough.
Maybe they will
They could do.
really build upon it.
They really
because
need
it's
to get that
something
voice
they
actor
could
back in
easily
there.
do.
But bear in mind,
If
if you
it
don't know what
comes-
they're going to charge for it yet, it might just be
Yeah.
like $3.99.
I doubt, but yeah.
They could bundle it with Assignment Ada as well.
Is Separate Ways not the Ada one? I thought it was.
It is, but there's another
Oh.
one called Assignment
Yeah.
Ada, and it's
They
just a
probably will.
little different thing.
They'll probably just make it all one thing.
Mm.
I'd imagine so, to be fair. Yeah.
I would like to play that though. I hope we
Yeah,
get it
yeah, I'll play that.
sometime soon.
Yeah, you'll
It'd
probably
be
hear about it.
interesting.
How long after 7 did the DLC come out? And how long
It's
did
last
8
year.
did the DLC come out?
Last year for 8, so it was last November.
Was it like a year after the fact?
Yearish? Yeah, I'd say
7
so.
had
I
a
need to
few
play
DLCs,
that
didn't it, actually?
Need to
7
play
had,
8.
like 3.
DLC.
The 8 DLC is pretty good.
I need to play 8 in VR. That's one I want to try. Apparently it's
There you
amazing.
go, do the DLC in that as
I
well.
might do
There you go. I've heard the 8 VR is very good.
Yes. Yeah. I really want to
In
play it.
terms
If
of
they
voice
do-
acting as well, I like
Yeah.
Leon's voice in this.
Yeah,
I
be
didn't
fair.
really like it in 2, and I didn't really like it in Infinite Darkness because it was just like it wasn't what I was used to hearing. But in this one, it kind of sounds more like the original voice for 4.
Hmm.
It doesn't sound as jarring to me. Like I don't hear it and think that's
Do you
not
reckon
what it should sound
the
like
voice, is it
anymore.
the same voice actor from 2 Remake though? I believe it is.
2 remake.
I believe so.
Because
Yeah,
do you reckon he's
2 remake.
purposely made himself sound older?
That's what I'm wondering. Like if he made
Yeah.
himself sound younger.
'Cause he does sound
for
different.
2. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's the same guy.
I tell you who I did
And
love.
yeah, it's been 6 years between the 2 games. So
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
In game time.
Yeah.
In game time. So
Oh my god! I thought you meant in
Nah,
real. I
we're
was
not
like,
that old.
what? I was like,
Nah.
no, it hasn't.
We're
Oh
not
my
that
god!
old.
I know I haven't left the
We're
house
old,
for
but
a
not that
while,
old.
but no, not that much time has passed.
No, it's been 4. It's been 4 years since that came out.
That's
Well, we're
still,
close.
that
But in
still
the game, it's been 6 years. So there's a significant amount of time. Like
Yeah.
how old is he in Resident Evil 2? Let's have a look.
21. It's 21.
Yeah, he's young.
He's probably smoked a lot since then. Stress.
Leon
he's
doesn't
20
smoke.
So he's
But
27
does-
now. He's went through whole like
Maybe the gun's
special
damaged
agent
him.
military training, and he's been on like a bunch of assignments. Like he's had a rough time.
Yeah, he's learned how to do flips since then.
He's aged a lot. Yeah, exactly. He's got-
Oh
Fucking
my
hell.
god, no. This is my main criticism of the game. This is unacceptable. They cut out the corridor with the lasers where he does
They
his
did
mad
cut out
flip.
those the laser corridor. Yeah, they cut
That's
that
one of my
The
favourite
whole-
parts
The
of Resident
whole
Evil
like,
4.
the Resident Evil 1 movie referenced Resident Evil 4 by putting that in, and then they took it out of the remake.
He did a mad as shit flip when the 2 chainsaw ladies came in, though. I was like, you
Yeah,
could have
yeah.
just stepped back, you know? Like, you didn't
No,
need to do
he
that flip.
can't. He's extra. He doesn't
No,
do things like that.
He didn't need to do it.
Yeah.
He has to do the backflip,
He
mate.
does.
If anything, he would have been less likely to be hit if he just stepped backwards.
No.
I don't know. It just felt sometimes it's a bit over the top, which is like it fits in with the very 90s style of this game.
That's what Resident Evil 4 is.
Yes,
though.
but
It's
2
way
wasn't
more
like
over the top.
this. 2 was not like
You need
this.
to go back and play original 4, Chris, and then you will be like, he's so serious in the remake. You won't be saying all this.
That's the thing that they had the choice to make, didn't they, when they were making this game?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we've made these Resident Evil 2 and 3 very serious, but Resident Evil 4 is known for being off the rails. We can't just make it serious like 2 because it fits the point of Resident Evil 4. So they have to have a middle ground. So it is more serious than Resident Evil 4, but they still have some of the dumb shit in there. And it's great. I'm totally fine with it. I think it's great.
Again, like the change of the video at the start kind of like sets a tone for him.
Yeah.
Because when he tells you that story about how he was like forced to join the government, I think you only learn that in the end of 3 when you unlock like a slideshow and it tells you like where all the characters are. So that's how you find out like Ada's not dead, and that's kind of, I think that's where you kind of see like he was kind of like coerced into basically becoming a government agent. But they just tell you that at the start. Did you have that? You know, because I played a little bit of 3 remake.
I finished 3 and I don't remember this.
You didn't get like a catch up of all the characters or anything.
No, I really like 3 remake, but
not in 3 remake.
You know what Leon needs? Jill's little dodge that she had in 3 remake. Because the amount of times I'm pressing circle to dodge, and I know because I've been playing other games with dodge, but like there's no dodge, it's really annoying. A nice little dodge would be useful, or a roll. Give me a roll, man.
I mean, I did keep wishing I could dodge without
Just
it.
give me a dodge roll.
All you use wishing for a dodge aren't parrying enough. Oh, you can parry everything in that game. I was a parry god.
You know what? I'm not.
Nothing could.
I'm not. You're right. But
Nothing
to be
could
fair,
touch me. You know what the best parry is in that game? You know the regenerators when I come and grab you, parry them. You cut their arms off. It's sick.
I've done that once. But I feel like
close enough to me for that.
The inclusion of a dodge roll makes sense because he's doing flips off the fucking wall, but we don't get to do any of that movement ourselves.
You do, yeah. I've done backflips a couple of times.
You do like evades?
Yeah, but they're not the same. I want a dodge roll, okay.
Corey, did you like the changes with the knife?
I do.
Well, the fact that it degrades and you have to fix it.
Yeah, because when they announced it, I was like, no, that's awful.
Yeah,
but
but
then
you're
playing the
picking up-
game, I actually kind of liked it.
I think the knife's
They've made it way more
stronger.
powerful as well. They've made it
Yeah,
way more
it's-
powerful. And the fact that you can upgrade it, and like, have you got the exclusive upgrade where it's double fast, it's super speed?
Yeah.
You can just run around the game, just
My
stabbing everyone
weapons
to
are
the
like, it's got to the
Unless you're
point
picking
now
up kitchen
where
knives
I'm
every 5
buying new
seconds.
weapons because I've got nothing else to tune up, and I'm just like, yeah, I'll just buy these other guns and tune them up instead.
Yeah.
I'm just looking for stuff to do. I'm just tuning up everything.
The first thing got upgraded was a knife. The first thing it did was
yeah.
get the knife to the
And that's
maximum
what I did
durability.
too.
I upgraded
Yeah.
it to the first, like, where it stops, but then I got more now, so I need to add more to the knife.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the pistol's full on max, even with the thing at the bottom as well, the thing
What pistols
extra
have you
thing you
got?
can
So what
unlock.
guns are you using? What's your
I'm using the one we got
Start,
for the
Jamie.
pre-order.
You start, Chris. Yeah. You got the pre-order.
So,
Using the pre-order.
yeah, I'm using the pre-order one.
Yeah.
I used that for a little bit until I found the red knife, and then it was red knife
Same
for the
as
whole
Corey.
game.
Yeah, I might try
Red
other
knives,
pistols.
yeah.
I don't know. I'm just so attached to this one now.
Yeah.
I use
red
the
knife
DLC
dominates.
pistol and the DLC shotgun.
Yeah.
I use the bolt gun for shooting
I
down the
haven't even bought
treasures
that.
and shooting the crows. So I can just basically collect the treasures, then collect my bolts back up.
Yeah.
And then obviously I
Yeah,
have
min-maxing.
the
Yeah.
It's got a gun for all
I didn't
occasions.
even think
Yeah.
of using the bolt gun for that.
I bought the bolt gun because I was like, you know what? When I shoot down the treasures, I don't have to waste ammo at one of my other
Clever.
guns. So I just that. How do you like those, Corey? How do you like those little weird, like dangly treasures
Are they not from the original?
that hide?
No.
They
I like them.
original.
they replace the sparkly bits you shoot.
Yeah,
The spinels
Yeah.
and everything that you used to have around. But I like that you could hear them. Sometimes I was like, where the hell is that? I could
There
hear it, I couldn't
was-
see it. I was like,
Yeah.
where the hell is everything?
I did see one that wasn't making any noise, so it took
Yeah, sometimes
ages
they
to
don't.
find it.
But if you have the thing with the map
but-
with the treasure on, if you go in the
Yeah,
general
with the
area and
map,
look,
Even with the map, because it wasn't making a noise, I was like, I'm apparently right under it. Where is it?
Yeah.
It took me ages to find it.
Yeah.
the map can be a bit confusing with the treasures. Like, you know how
I
you have
agree.
like multiple layers.
Yeah.
I
But,
Kate,
like, I
I didn't
had
even
the
know
one-
you could switch the map to be the
Until I
other layers
told you,
until Kate
yeah.
told me. I was like, oh, this helps a lot.
The church, so the one I was having trouble with in the church, it was saying I had a treasure in this corner and there was nothing there. And I was like, I'm looking up, I'm looking down, I'm like shooting things, nothing's happening. And then what it was is when I went up into the
The ladder.
highest level with Ashley, it was
Okay,
there,
yeah.
Yeah.
but it wasn't showing on my map as, you know, like when it's not on your level, it's like grayed out.
Yeah. It's
It
confusing.
wasn't showing like that.
'Cause
It was
sometimes
showing
it's
like
like-
it was meant to be there.
If it's
I
just a
had one
tiny
of
bit of
those
a
on
ladder to
the
go up,
Island.
it doesn't distinguish it as another level for some weird reason. If it's just a little, like, even if it's just like a little ladder with a little ledge, it doesn't distinguish that as a different level to the one you're on. It's
It
weird.
doesn't. Oh, just going back with your guns. So I'll start with Chris. What was your whole setup then? What guns did
Well,
you use?
I
throughout most of the
mainly
game?
use the pre-order pistol, which I've maxed out. That's my main gun. Like, that's the one I have out all the time. And then if I need to switch, I'll switch. But like, that's the one I like to use the most. I've got the first shotgun, which I've maxed out. I've got at the bottom on the D-pad, I've got grenades, flashbangs and grenades. On the top, I've got the second rifle you get.
Semi-automatic one.
The
Yeah,
assault rifle.
yeah. No, because I know I got the assault rifle above that.
So you bought the semi-auto rifle after Merchant.
No, did I? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I know I've got it anyway. But anyway, and then I've got on the just after my pistol, I've got a submachine gun, which I barely use, but I've just got the new one with the thingy. I put the thingy scope on it, so hopefully I'll start using that now.
Yeah.
The problem with my rifle, my assault rifle, is because I like using the single shot rifle a lot. I never have enough ammo for the machine gun one. It's really annoying. So I just tend to use a single shot most of the time because my pistol's pretty like rapid fire anyway because I've upgraded it. I don't really need the machine gun. But yeah, that's what I'm using so
What's
far.
yours? What's your weapon?
DLC pistol, DLC
Yeah.
shotgun, assault
Yeah.
rifle, and the what's my
You gotta go for grenades on
remember
one, right?
I don't really use the grenades.
Oh,
It's
so
not
helpful.
really my thing.
The flashbangs against the big head things that when they come out the heads are so helpful because they just kill them in one go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they don't like the light.
Pop all the heads.
Yeah, literally. If they pop all their heads and it's like 5. Yeah, literally that's what I do.
My machine gun, I can't even remember which one it is because I don't really use it. It's not really. It's not like the small compact one. It's one
That's
of the
shit.
large
That is.
boys.
I'm gonna get rid of that as soon as I can because it's shit.
I don't think it's is the Stingray a rifle.
Stingray is a semi-automatic rifle, yeah.
So I don't. I
Yeah.
use that one at the start, but then I've got the
That's what I'm using. I think.
like the assault one.
The one you find in the library in the
When you like backtrack with Leon.
yeah.
Yeah, I think so. But my machine gun, I
that's
don't
just
really
storage for me.
use it.
I'm not using it.
I use like my shotgun. I literally use the shotgun for like Chainsaw Man, Ball Guy
Yeah,
to
big
break the
dudes.
shields of the people in the castle, and then I just use my pistol, and then I
Same.
use the bolt gun to shoot the treasures, and then I use my rifle for like if I know there's going to be like 10 people up on a balcony or the regenerator.
Yeah.
But mainly I just use my pistol.
I'm very much the same. I'm very
Pistol and the
simple man
knife.
in these games.
Yeah.
Pistol and shotgun, and that's it.
I use the knife for everything in the original. My
Nope.
knife was like my main weapon. So when they were like, the knife's gonna break now, I was like, no. But it's not that
To
bad.
be fair,
No,
it's
I
not
never
bad.
really
It
miss
has
it.
a lot of durability still.
Mm.
The biggest durability to spend on the knife is when you're grabbed by something and you have to use it to get
Yeah.
yourself off.
Yeah.
That's what really blows a knife out. But just stabbing people uses barely anything. And it's not that expensive to fix.
No, it's not.
Jamie, what's your weapon setup?
I used the DLC starter pistol until I got the red 9. Then it's just red 9 the rest of the time. As soon as I could buy the bolt action rifle, I bought it, and been using that the whole game now. And as soon as I could buy the riot gun,
I've been looking at that.
I
might get that.
swapped to that just because it does like double the damage of the other shotgun. So
Cool.
Yeah, I am carrying the broken butterfly. I've got the damage
Yeah.
fully upgraded on it, but I haven't used it yet.
What is
Is
that?
it
that a pistol?
true? Is it true it doesn't do the fancy reload animation
don't know.
anymore?
It is a
'cause
different
haven't-
reload animation.
I
Is it
haven't
still fancy,
fired
though?
it at all yet.
So I used the starting pistol and the DLC pistol for the first until I got the red 9, and then I got the red 9. I had the striker, which is the big round barrel shotgun that you
Yeah.
get the last shotgun in the game. I've got the semi-automatic rifle, which is the Stingray. That was all maxed out damage wise, and I had the broken butterfly. I've now upgraded to the next version of the Magnum, and it's just a problem solver. Like against the guys that the blind guys, the big claw guys.
The bastards. I absolutely fucking hate them.
One shot with the Magnum, one shot kill.
No way.
Like instant death.
Oh.
Yeah. I on the first run of any of these games, I never use like an RPG or anything because I want to play the game. I feel like the RPG is cool.
A bit cheating in it.
Just
Yeah.
it is a bit cheaty. I'm not gonna lie.
Is it the
It's a
same
bit
as
cheaty.
the original, where like the RPG one shot would kill any boss? Is it still the same?
I've not used it, but Jamie has, and I imagine that it was a one shot kill.
Yes, it's
Oh, I thought they'd take that away.
it only works for like if it's got multiple stages, it just ends that stage.
One set,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's the same.
Like
That's the
before.
same.
That's they should
Yeah.
not let you have that until your second playthrough, in my opinion. That's cheating.
But
Well,
on the
it's not-
second
if you want to spend the
playthrough,
money-
Chris, you can
Yeah.
get the unlimited ammo.
Yeah,
That's
I've
what
heard
I'm
that.
saving up for now.
So-
In the run I'm doing
Yeah.
now, I'm like, I'm gonna set them because I'm using like the case and the charm that gets me all
Try
the
and
money.
try and get the 20% reduction charm because that works on the unlimited rocket launcher.
Oh
as well,
my
apparently.
god, absolutely love when you go into the shooting range and you go into extra time and the music that it plays, it's the like original music on the stereo
Yeah.
of the guy's car in the start. Chef's kiss.
I like those little shooting
mini
ranges.
console.
They're quite fun, but like I'm not very good at them, but they're still fun.
Well, I got. Did you get the special edition of the game, or did you get the normal one?
The special.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
the charms you get with that are pretty good. And I unlocked an Ashley charm. So I've got 2 charms. 2 of them were the handgun one. So when I make handgun bullets, instead of getting 10, I get 15 instead now.
Mate, I need to get that.
And-
Fuck.
And I get the and I got the one that's the old Ashley, which is health does. Like green herbs do 50% additional healing,
Oh my god.
which is really strong.
Wow.
Yeah.
I need
Really
this
strong.
shit.
So I've been rocking them the whole game. To be fair, I got most of those really early, and I've had them the whole time. Everything I've got after that isn't worth it. I've got one that makes fixing your knife. I think it's 20% cheaper or something like that,
Oh.
and one that reduces the weapon upgrades by 5%. The cost of weapon upgrades by 5%.
The weapon
Mm.
upgrade
Decent.
one would be really good to get early.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I just swap them out when I need them, and just swap it back again when I'm done doing what I need to do. But they're pretty cool. I like them. They're a nice addition. I also like how the different attaché cases do
Yeah, do
different
different
things to have
things.
their own
Yeah.
separate buffs. I have stuck with the same one the whole time, which is the handgun ammo one.
Yeah,
Just
I
find
did
more
as
handgun.
well.
I swapped it
ammo, but that's not
originally,
the most useful
And then
one.
I went back to it because I was like, why am I not? I mean, all I use is the handgun for the majority of the time. Why am I
I
not using
didn't
this?
realise, so I swapped it because I just liked
Same.
the look of
The
another
classic one.
And then
Yeah.
I didn't realise that it was it made an actual difference, a measurable difference. Because I did it, and then I started picking up, finding loads of this one particular thing. I forget what it was now. And then I found out that it actually does make a difference. So I swapped it back to the pistol one and just rocked the pistol. And the Red 9 with the exclusive upgrade is just a monster. It's just a monster. It's more
Yes.
powerful than the shotgun at the
2
start.
Oh my
headshots
God.
kills almost
Yeah.
everything, basically.
I still find
Yeah,
myself
it's great.
questioning where the fuck is he keeping this case? Up his butt? Like, where is this case?
Don't ask these questions, Chris. Ashley carries it around.
They steal all his gear. Still has a case though.
Do you like the new mechanic with the loose tight function for Ashley?
I never use it.
I found it useful.
I always keep it tight.
Of times. I found it useful a couple of times. You had that one. Probably the hardest. The part where I had to use that most was where, but you had the 2 chainsaw ladies that had come through the thing, and Ashley was like, she kept getting picked up, and I was like, okay, I best. I ended up putting her in a
Locker.
cupboard.
You put it in the
See,
locker in the
yeah.
room,
I did
okay.
not see that locker. So obviously
Yeah.
I went picked up the wrench. They come through the walls, And
Yeah.
that is the one time I did actually use grenades. So I just like threw a load of grenades at them. But then when I was
Awesome.
watching Chris's game, he put her in a locker, and I was like, "What?
She didn't stay in the
see
fucking
this."
locker though.
When you move too far, like when you kind of
She
left
comes
the
out. Yeah.
house, she followed you, didn't she?
Okay. Yeah. It's like
Mm.
stay
Oh
in
no,
there.
mine stayed in. But you must have pressed the R3 button by accident because if you
Maybe.
press the call button, she comes.
That's so annoying because that's on the sticks that you're moving constantly.
Yeah. So if you're stressed and you're pressing something by accident, it's gonna
Probably
go.
what happens.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
one thing we haven't talked about is the additional missions, like little side missions that the merchant gives
merchant.
you.
I enjoy
Yeah,
I
those.
Get
really
all the
like the
blue
merchant's new voice.
Oh, he's great. He's great.
He's so
And some of
British.
the little things he says to you are
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah. I was watching a YouTube video the other day, and he was like,
a reason.
That one, yeah.
"Yeah, it's brilliant." I was watching a YouTube video yesterday, and there was a guy like, "Oh, they've got the merchant. He's this really weird Australian guy." I was like, "Excuse you?
That's British, mate.
What are you talking about?" But no, he's great, and these little additional missions. I love that they expanded the use of like the blue medallions, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's a bunch of places where
Oh,
they
they're fun,
are,
innit?
and getting the rats and the special hardened enemies, like the tough version of the enemies that you get to do a couple of times. They were cool.
The
I thought it was a
dogs
really
cool
cool
so
addition.
goofy.
With
The
the massive,
dogs just look like
massive teeth.
They
Why have
just
they got
look
Disney
like they've
smiles?
got big smiley faces. They don't look very like threatening at all. They just look very
I think
happy.
the original dogs looked way better. The way that they were like normal dogs, and then they're like split in half into like they looked
Oh.
way scarier
I remember
in
them.
the original game. Oh yeah. You remember that? Yeah.
I've seen that before. I must have been when I was watching Kate play it, probably. But like, they don't look
they
threatening
actually
now
don't remember.
at all. Like, they just got big smiles, and I'm like, oh, he's smiling.
I really like how the treasures work as well now. About how like you can increase the value by depending on what treasure you put inside something, rather than
Yeah.
it just be like you found this item in the same
Sell it.
area, you found the same gems, they go together, sell it, buy.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
that.
I'm currently sitting on at least 2 crowns that I'm trying to fill, and I just can't get. I can't find any of the fucking square ones. Every time I find a treasure, I'm like, is it a square one? No, it's not. It's a circle again. I've got so many circles, like, but no
You
squares.
get a lot of gems.
It's so annoying.
You get gems from killing the regenerators. You get a gem each time, I think.
Okay, well, I'm going to do that now.
So
Just a bit on
kill all the regenerators. Kill all the regenerators that you can. What else with the gems? You can buy some. You can use your spin to
Yeah,
buy
you
some.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that trade mechanic. That's pretty cool. I like
Yeah,
that.
that's okay for like the more specialized stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I like that too. You can use it to get the Matilda and stuff. I feel like the Matilda's one of like, the worst investments to make in that game.
Yeah, I haven't bought any of those
I
pistols.
feel like it's a bad gun. The Punisher's good, and I've seen people using the Punisher, and it was good in the original, and it's good in this. The Punisher can shoot through people and shoot people behind them. You can get double headshots to the Punisher.
Oh, I need to buy that.
Yeah, that's the Punisher. The Punisher's good.
It's
the
just,
But then,
Matilda.
Chris,
it
you've got
just
to.
does the least damage of all the pistols, though.
You've
You're
got
gonna
to
say
be
you gotta-
careful though.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you got to hit the
Because-
headshots today, Chris.
Well, no, you do have to hit the headshots. But what I was gonna say is like, if a gun's got like high penetration,
Yeah.
you have to make sure that you don't shoot Ashley.
I know.
Yeah.
By
The amount of
accident.
times I've accidentally shot her.
Oh,
But, like, it's funny, though,
accidentally shot her,
Sometimes she's just annoying, so I shoot her and she just goes down. She doesn't actually die, so it's great. She's
She
so
died
annoying.
when you shoot her.
No, she goes
Yeah, she
down.
does.
She gets no. Sometimes, if you shoot her when she's already down, she does. If you shoot her normally, she don't die. She just goes incapacitated.
If you accidentally shoot her instead of an enemy that's carrying her, it insta kills her.
Yeah. I just shoot their legs then.
That was I did that in the original game. I think I purposely avoided it because I thought that would happen in this game, so I never actually ended up shooting her once.
I have a question because I didn't manage to do
I didn't
this.
do it on purpose, obviously, but
You actually-
Did anyone shoot the water at that point? Is that bit
No,
still in the
I
game?
didn't.
Because I didn't
It's
get
still
a
in the
chance to
game,
do
yeah.
it because I couldn't find where the fuck it was. But I was
is still in the
curious to see
game,
if
but I
it still
didn't do it.
happened. And it still happens the same.
Yeah.
I think
I've seen like meme articles about it. So
you can shoot a couple of fish and grab them, but you can't shoot more than like 3, I think. And then
I
you get
really
eaten.
enjoyed that section when you get free roam on the boat and you can just
You get
go
to
around.
Yeah.
I really like that. Treasure collecting was so good.
I feel like
See,
the,
that's what I like. I
puzzles
like,
in
I like
this are better.
collecting. I like looking
Sorry,
around. I like puzzles. I'm not one for combat. I'm like if the combat could just leave the game, that'd be fine.
Yeah.
Unless I'm fighting another person in a video game, the combat I can take or leave. Unless it's an actual real person like Overwatch. Not fussed.
No.
Mhm.
That's where the enemies, being so many enemies, annoyed me because I'm like, I want to go back to collecting my treasure and looking around and solving my puzzles. Leave me alone.
But yeah, like the game's great. The game's great. Don't get me
The
wrong.
game's
Like
fantastic.
I do.
Yeah, it's
I feel like so far I still enjoy 2 remake more, but I think it's just the setting and stuff, like, and what's happening. But like
2 Remake is way more different from the original game, of course, because it's completely different. Look, it's a perspective change as well as being a gameplay change.
And I
whereas this is much more relatable to the original Resident Evil.
I think I still prefer the zombies in 2 remake. The fact that it's still zombies, then you know what I mean. Whereas this is like a completely different ball game. I still enjoy it though, and I think it's cool. And if I was gonna like rank the remakes, it would be 2, 4, 3. Because 3 was good, but
3 was a bit disappointing.
It was a bit. It was. I still enjoyed it. The gameplay was great. Everything else was great. It was just very short. That was my one issue with it, and that's why it's so low.
Do you know what the best part of Resident Evil 4 was?
What?
It was saving the good boy and then him coming and wrecking the
Oh yes, wrecking the troll.
The giant. Oh, it was great. And he was like, he did way more than in the original game. He looked way more epic. And afterwards, he's just sitting there. You can go up to him, talk to him.
Yeah,
great. That was brilliant. I really like that. That was fantastic. I'm glad you.
And then when you go past the chief's mansion again, you can see him on the other side of the gate.
Can you? I didn't see
yeah,
that.
he like as you walk up to the gate, he like runs past, so he's okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's good.
Well, I mean, I don't know how okay he is when you like.
Well, that was him because I went up there.
The island. That's not the place. That's not the place.
I don't know. Maybe it spreads.
So, is it? This is mainly to Corey and Kate. Is it better?
How did he forget my name?
No, I didn't forget your name. I didn't forget your name. I was just trying to think what I was saying at the same time. Is it better than the original?
I think no, but I think it's just because I have such an attachment to the original. I can't, in good faith, say yes.
I'm going to say no because you've got to think of it's the video game of the time, and comparing Resident Evil 4 to what else was out at the time was insane. Like insane how different and how good that game was compared to it now. There's lots of very good games out these days. There's lots of games that have the same mechanics these days as Resident Evil.
Let me rephrase it then. Is this a definitive way to play Resi 4?
No. I think you can still play the original game and still enjoy it for different reasons.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So if some new person came along,
I think people should go back and play the original.
So if someone completely new came along and asked what version of Resi 4 should I play, what would you say?
The original. But the original first, because it would be harder to go back to it if you play the new shiny
this version.
Yeah.
That's true. And it's still a brilliant game.
Same with any game,
If you can play it in VR, because it's so good.
I thought Jamie might have jumped in and said VR.
Playing Resident 4 in VR was so good.
I'm looking forward to playing the PSVR 2 one, to be fair.
Yeah. I think I might have to go that because that looks really, really good.
If you can't handle tank controls, go play the VR one.
Chris, does it make you want to go and play the original?
No. I've tried like 4 or 5 times, and I just never. I feel like if I go back now, I'll be like, why can't I move like and shoot at the same time, like that kind of stuff. Where I'll be like, why can't I do what I could do in the new one, and it's just going to bother me. So I feel like even if I did try again, I still wouldn't get that far.
See, I had the opposite of that. When I come back after the weekend and I started playing on Monday, I forgot the stealth mechanic existed because it wasn't in the original, and I'd had such the break. Like I had the 2 days away, and I came back, and it took me so long to remember. Oh yeah, I can do stealth now.
Mm-hmm.
They gave you a whole little section to do that. Like, oh, he's a stealth. Learn about the stealth, and then as you play the game, it's like you stealth one guy, and then everyone knows where you are. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
No, a couple of times I've used stealth a couple of times, but if you've got like loads of people, then you ain't gonna be using stealth much.
It's just more efficient to just start popping heads, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stabbing people.
Got a question for you, Cole. What's a better remake? Dead Space remake or Resi 4 remake?
The Dead Space remake is a better remake. Than this.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah. The Dead
What's a
Space
better
remake is a
game?
better remake for me.
Both of those.
That's tough, you know. That is really tough.
Like legit, what's going to win? What would win remake of the year? If what's better? What's a better game?
That should become a genuine category.
Legit, it's got to be at some point.
That should become a genuine category. Probably Dead Space.
I really did enjoy Dead Space.
Dead Space.
Okay,
so
you would enjoy the Dead Space remake, honestly. It's very resi remake, so to be fair. Like in the style.
The remake is fantastic, but the Dead Space remake is like the original Dead Space is fantastic. This is such a massive leap over the original Dead Space. It's like you play the Dead Space remake, there is no reason to play the original game anymore because the Dead Space remake has everything and more. Whereas Resident Evil 4 remake has cut out a bunch of stuff that makes playing the old game worth it.
I'll try it, but at the minute, I know like I'm in my second playthrough, and then as soon as I finish my second playthrough, I know I'm gonna start another playthrough because that's just how it be with Resi 4. Like I finish and then I just instantly restart again. And I think I'm gonna have to take a break from the remake and go back and play the original again.
Yeah.
Well, you've got it on the same console, so.
Jamie, if you're enjoying this, if you enjoy Dead Space and this remake, you should play Dead Space remake. It's a shame it's not on Steam, so we could do Steam share. But it's really, really good. It's long. It's much longer than this. Let's have a look. Dead Space remake.
I got about 30 hours in, I think.
Remake. But yeah, it is much longer. Oh, to be fair, it says 13, 14 hours. It's about the same. Completion
maybe
is about 30 hours.
Took me ages.
But it's a really, really cool game. You'll like Dead Space remake a lot. You'll like Dead Space remake a lot. It's about 30 at the moment.
It's 33 quid, yeah.
I'm trying to think of what other remakes coming out this year. There's probably more. Oh, you know what? I could take it though. Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 2.
Ooh.
Is that out this year?
Apparently.
I still need to finish the first one.
Mate, what?
How have you not finished the first
That is one of my favourite games ever. You need to go play that game, man. That's so fucking good. Yeah. And I don't even normally care about Final Fantasy. It's like me saying that.
I have never played
something.
Final Fantasy.
Jamie, even you would like that game. Honestly, Final Fantasy 7 Remake. Get on it. It's a fucking fantastic game. It's really good.
It's a good game, though. It is. When I was playing it, something else came out. And I ended up just getting put off and then put off and then put off until I just ended up not playing it. I do need to go and play it. I got about probably like a third of the way through on the PlayStation 5. Need to go back to it.
So, do you reckon this has any chance of winning Game of the Year, Resi 4 Remake?
I don't know. It's hard to say. It's early in the year. I mean, like, with the stuff that's coming out this year, you've got the new Breath of the Wild coming out in a couple of months. Not even a couple of months, next month. What else is out this year?
Starfield.
There's the Arcane Studios game coming out in May.
Redfall.
Arcane's out. Starfield's out.
Hi-Fi Rush has already come out and is still my Game of the Year.
Again.
Chris Spider-Man 2 is coming out this year.
Potentially. We'll see. But then again, I said that about God of War and then it did, so probably. That's hard, man.
Coming out this year.
I always feel like I always feel like when I don't think the remake should win Game of the Year.
I have no problem with the remakes winning Game of the Year. I have no problem. It depends on how much of a remake versus remaster it is.
Especially when there's like going to be other good games that are new and a completely original idea. You know what I mean?
I have no problems with remakes.
You think like it's unfair if it wins on nostalgia, basically, rather than actual like merit? Yeah,
well, it's obviously still a good game. Don't get me wrong, but like I feel like if it's already, I mean, did RE4 win Game of the Year it came out?
Well, yeah,
I feel like it probably did.
Must have done.
Like I feel like it's had its time to win Game of the Year. It doesn't need to win it again. Like everyone knows it's a good game.
Don't call it a comeback.
You know what I mean?
It's such a like it's a complete redo. Like I feel like The Last of Us Part 1 is just enough the same to not qualify.
When it works on PC for you.
Do you know what? Well, it's working fine on PC for me. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's totally fine.
Oh, okay.
I think it's people that have. 8 gig
It's
cards are having
people-
issues.
Yeah,
Uh,
people are just setting stuff to maximum and expecting it to work, which is the problem.
Yeah, but mine's working absolutely fine. It depends. It depends on the remake. Like Dead Space remake is an entirely different game and the same game at the same time. It's weird. Unless you play both, you're not gonna know. Go and play it. It's a great game. Resident Evil 4 is in that same sort of boat where it's the same game, but it's entirely different. It's entirely from the ground up. So it's hard to say. It's like it was Resident Evil 2 remake not enough of a difference to justify it being a Game of the Year contender. So
it was a Game of the Year contender,
Of course, it was different,
but it didn't win. And I think that's the reason, because people don't want to.
See, I
remake
think with 2, what they should have done was they shouldn't have like kept this A and B scenario. They should have done one game, like the actual canon, and mixed Leon and Claire's stories like together, and like you would have switched perspective.
So you switch characters.
Yeah,
I agree.
so it's just like one long game.
Yeah, that would
Because
have been better.
one of them scenarios is completely not canon, so why bother? Now
they-
we're like
'cause they
rebuilding
wanted-
the canon.
I'll tell you why, because that was in
It
the
was
original,
the
and they didn't want to
original
piss anyone off. That's why.
That
Yeah.
was in the original game, and I prefer it the way that they did it because that gave me an excuse. I played that game. I think this is a reason why people prefer this over the third game as well, because the third game it was one and done.
Yeah.
I played that game 4 times in order to get everything from that game.
What,
Mm.
2?
think I
Yeah.
did
That's
as
how you
well.
had to do it. That's how you had to do it. You had to play it 4 times in order to get every experience from that game. Even though it's not. I think one campaign from Resident Evil 2, I think is about the same length as Resident Evil 3, but you just ended up doing it
Wow.
more times.
You did it twice. Yeah. At least. Yeah.
I started 3, but
It's worth playing.
I
Like,
never-
it's still good. Like it's just plays the same as these two basically in terms of style.
Yeah.
So it's still
I
very
played
good.
the original 3. But
Mhm.
I'm just like 3's never really been one of my favorites anyway.
It's
and
never
3
been
was
anyone's
quite a short game
favorite
back
Resident
in the
Evil, has
day.
it?
Wow, that's controversial.
No, it hasn't. I feel like I never hear anyone say 3 is my favorite. Like I never hear anyone say that. I've heard people say 2. I hear people say 4. I've even heard people say 5. I don't understand those people. But like,
That's between them
and then there's
Mirage.
me who says Code Veronica. But there you go.
That's between you and your god.
Yeah, 3 was never meant to be a mainline game. It was
It's
never
like a
meant to be
spin-off in a way, 'cause it's at the same time as 2.
Yeah, Resident Evil 3 was meant to be Resident Evil 1.9. Was its original name was 1.9 because it takes place before Resident Evil 2. It's meant to be a prequel to it, and then the company came out, Capcom came out, and they wanted something to put out for the shareholders, and they were like, let's make this Resident Evil 3. And basically that's how it went. And they had 1 year to make this game. Halfway through the year, they made it from just a side title to a mainline title, and they just had to make it as good as they could. They didn't have the same amount of time that Resident Evil 2 had or anything else. So it's a good game, but it's short, and the mechanics are just lax compared to the other stuff. So
Okay,
it should have been able to spread out more, but it wasn't.
Going off from that, where do you think they go next in terms of remake? Where do you want them to go next in terms of remake? Okay, you go first.
They'll do.
Okay, we'll Corey go first then. Right, which way?
They should probably do Code Veronica next.
Before I played 4 remake, I didn't think they'd touch 5 and 6. But after playing the remake and seeing certain things, I think they probably are going to remake 5.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah.
And then if they, I
6
feel like
isn't
they'll
that
remake
old though.
5.
Yeah.
6 isn't old.
6 isn't that old, Jamie, but a lot of people didn't like it.
Yeah.
So I can
feel
see
if they
them getting
remake 5,
a remake. Just
Revamp it a bit.
Yeah.
Change
no,
it up.
do you know what?
No.
I think it would be
a completely different
quite
game.
yeah.
I think it'll be a completely different game. If they remake 5, they'll make 6 again and make it a completely different game.
Do you reckon
Yeah.
they make 5 a completely different game? Because people don't like that
No.
either. Even though it's still.
Good stuff happens that links to 5.
I tell you what though, do you know 5's 5? I'm pretty sure 5 is the biggest seller for him. In terms of that's the one that
Yeah,
made the
it
most
is,
money.
it is.
It's
It
mad.
is.
That is. It's
It
the
will.
one everyone
It
fucking
will.
hates.
Because they were like,
Yeah.
you're gonna know fear in the daytime. This is gonna be really scary. And then it was like, here's
Go-
every gun under the sun.
Go hide
Nothing
under
can
the.
stop
Go
you.
hide in the bus,
Go.
and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Where do you want them to go, Kate? What would you like them to remake next?
Ooh. See, I'm not really like I'm not. I know you want me to say Code Veronica X, but I'm not really about that life. Maybe. Do you know what? I know they've technically already made one, but maybe if we get a one remake in
I
this
agree with that as
engine,
well.
One remake.
and throw in like make 0 like companion DLC. Like I believe 3 should have been companion DLC to 2.
Yeah.
Like I think 0 and a 1 packaged together in the new engine.
Yeah.
That could do pretty well.
Mate, that'd be sick. Exploring that mansion in this engine. Mate, that'd be amazing. I really want that.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant. I think one remake would be a really good direction to go. Then you can get the whole collection of 1 to 4. That'd be a good way to do it. Because people that'll be playing Resident Evil 2 and they're like people wouldn't be playing Resident Evil 2 remake because they haven't played the original.
I was saying this.
Giving the people the whole track would be a good idea.
Yeah, I was saying this to Kate the other day. Like, you could play 2 remake, 3, 4, and then not necessarily know that Wesker's the big villain of Resi.
Yeah.
Legit. Like, because he's like role in 1 is very important.
You don't really know, like, because you think Wesker dies in 1.
Well, yeah, but obviously when he comes back in,
and then you see him again in 4.
Yeah.
And then that's the big look. Ooh, but yeah.
For being the main villain of Resi, it's weird that he's very rarely in it. It's strange.
Yeah.
Because they fill in a lot.
Very deep in 5.
Yeah.
The issue that they have is they filled in a lot of the story of the in-between games and certain character stories on Umbrella and Dark Side Chronicles, which are Wii exclusives.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen again.
So I've played them, like, because I absolutely stan Resi, but like the average person who's played the remakes, they're not gonna go and get a Wii to play them, are they?
No.
So they need to sort of maybe that would be something that could be interesting, like those little stories. If they are still part of their new canon, maybe that's the sort of thing we could have, like little DLC companion pieces that just kind of fill in the gaps for people.
I definitely think the direction they should go is backwards again, because like I feel like 5 and 6 is too new to do a remake yet.
5 isn't.
I still think 5 is though.
I'd say 6 is. I don't think 5 is.
No, 5 is not.
But I think it would be better if they went
remake of Dead Space. 5 is fine.
I think it'd be better if they went back and then did like 1, 0, Code Veronica, then did 5 potentially, and then 6. By the time they then moved on to 6 would be old enough to like need a remake by that point after they've done all those. You know what I mean?
Maybe they won't do a Code Veronica though, because it isn't a main one. That's so far they've not done anything that isn't.
But it's the one. I'll tell you what though, you do see like it's the one that a lot of people are fucking asking for, and people are like, "Why did you go straight to 4 and not do Code Veronica first?"
do you know why it's the one people are asking for? Because it's the one that needs it the most. Because it's the one.
I would agree with that. I like that game, and I would agree with that. To be fair, but to be fair, like definitely Code Veronica. I feel I want Capcom to do other remakes as well for other games. Like I want Dino Crisis to get a remake because that in this style would be fucking amazing. But whether they do that is a different matter. Because I feel like they're too concentrated on the Resi remakes at the moment. So
yeah,
you know what would be sick if Capcom's going to get on the remake train. I would take a Devil May Cry remake.
I think that's coming eventually.
3.
I think I mentioned this before.
You know what?
Yeah,
I just take 1 and 3 to be honest.
1 to 3 in the well, you can do 2 again because people don't like 2, but they could do it again and make it good. And just do that all in the new engine. That'd be great.
I honestly think it's inevitable that Capcom do other remakes because of how successful the remakes for Resi have been.
Yeah.
For sure. I think it's a no-brainer. And especially for Dino Crisis, that was tank controls like Resi was. Make it like it.
Yeah.
Do Resi. People would love the shit out of that.
We've got, like we said before, we've got Death Island coming out for Resi. But apparently Netflix are making a Devil May Cry anime. So
they've been making that for fucking years.
When the anime is sort of like on the run up to the anime, maybe we'll get an announcement.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you reckon we get? What are we on now? 9 before we get the next remake for Resi.
Probably, I think.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think that's that's how I've done it so far. Is to do a remake and then a
Or did-
mainline and a remake and a mainline.
Now, because 3 came out after 2, right? Remakes.
But 3 can
Or did
use
7 come out between
basically all of 2's assets because it's set in the
Yeah.
same place.
Yeah.
Half of 2 was 3. Half of 3 was 2.
Yeah.
But I reckon that's how they'll do it. Yeah.
At least I'm
Remake.
glad the winter stories ended with 8, so we're getting a new whatever's happening now. It's not 8 from Winters.
The
or
rumour
anything,
mill's
so,
churning for 9.
yeah.
I've seen a lot of rumours, so maybe...
You heard that old Jill rumour?
Well, I wasn't going to say them out loud in case it's spoilers for people, but yes,
It's a rumour. It's not confirmed, so it's, whatever. Like, it might not be true.
Yeah.
But that'd be cool. I think there's definitely they need to bring back some of the old characters as their older versions.
Yes, God, please. I don't like 7 and 8. They're not my jam. Like, I'm not saying they're bad games, but just for me personally, because they don't really connect. Like, 7 to me felt like an afterthought. It was like Capcom made a game and was like, actually, you know what? If we put Resident Evil on this, more people will buy it. That's what it felt like to me.
It worked.
I know, like, there's like a few little bits that carry in. And 8, there's that one room that connects it to the original canon. That's not good enough for me. Like
8's Resi 4 Mark II.
Yeah, I told
as
you.
As I'm playing 4 now, I'm like, this Resi 8 is just 4. They've just copied themselves. It's like they've copied their own homework and put it in another game.
So yeah, I hope if they like the next number, I hope it does have the old characters in and it connects more to the canon that I actually have spent time playing games in. Rather than like you get to the end of the game, there's a room with a note that mentions Wesker and everyone's like like, yeah, no,
I
sorry,
think
that's not good for me.
I don't think you'll be playing as them, but like I feel like how Chris is in 8. I think they'll use the older characters. Barely. They'll use the older character. He's more of a character in 8, isn't he? Let's face it. But they'll use the older characters to kind of usher in new characters. But like, I feel like they need to do it in a better way. I think 8 was better than what they did in 7. But they could bring back other characters like Jill, like Leon, Claire, anyone else, like Sherry. I don't know. Could be like anyone
Sherry.
really.
It's just like looks down at someone's writing on my hand.
I know Sherry is. Kate, how many fucking CGI movies have you made me watch? You know what I mean? Like,
all of them.
Of course I'm going to know these characters.
3 of them. Like, you're saying that like I've made you watch like 10 of them. There's only 3 of them. And there's a Netflix series.
The Sherry's in 2 remake. I know who it is. And 5 and 6.
Number 7.
Yeah.
I think they're clearly making a new canon with these remakes, so it's like I feel like they kind of now they're finished with the winter story. I feel like they kind of have an idea where they want to take it. I'm hoping
Revelations 3.
Do you think we'll get that?
The Revelations 2 is very good.
Yeah, that was really good. We should get a Revelations 3. They should definitely do that.
And there's plot threads that have not been wrapped up from Revelations 2, sorry.
I think there's definitely enough Resi for them to do. Resi's going to be going on for a very long time. I don't think it's going away anytime soon. Even, like, I mean, Resi's always been one of those franchises that's been around, but it's like not always had the best games because like it's been ups and downs, hasn't it? So it's one of them where it's like I feel like they're back on track now though. Like Kate, you might not like 7 and 8, but they did extremely well. Like,
oh no, I don't. I'm not. I know they're good games. They're just not for me personally.
Yeah.
Like I don't think they're bad games. They're just not what I wanted to see, basically.
Like I think Capcom they're on fire at the moment with Resi. Like they're doing very well, and it's a franchise that people actually give a shit about again. Like I feel like with 5 and 6, people kind of lost interest, didn't they? But like now, people are back in, and that's good. Because I'm enjoying the Resi story, even though this Resi story is just mad shit crazy. I love it. But yeah, I mean, has anyone else got anything else to say about Resi 4 Remake?
I think that's pretty much everything we've got to say about Resident Evil 4. It's a really great game. It's well worth playing. If anybody's on the fence about it, go and play it.
Oh yeah, highly recommend.
Anybody is. yeah, I doubt anybody's on the fence about it because it's just a great game. And
It's
everyone's
fantastic. Yeah. Cool. We'll leave it there. Let us know in the comments what you think of Resi 4 Remake if you're playing it, and where you think the Resi franchise will go next in terms of remakes or potential sequels or prequels. But
And if Resident Evil 3 is your favourite Resi, please tell Chris off in the comments.
but if you're a Code Veronica stan, comment as well, and we can live in solidarity that we love the same game.
We can become friends.
Yeah.
There are dozens of us.
Dozens in the whole world ever.
So true. Also, remake Outbreak Files. Do that. I love those games. Anyway, yeah.
Just
Well,
all of them.
legit. They could probably do that and people will still buy
right.
them. But yeah, we'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.
Okay, guys. Bye now.